Hello everyone, this is Yael from Yael Alchemy, and I'm here to bring you the message of the Divine Masculine for His Beloved for the week of February 12th to the 18th. Okay, lots of holidays this week. First of all, on the 14th, Happy Valentine's everyone, and on the 16th rather, Happy Chinese New Year. Kung Hei Fat Choi. Okay, it's Chinese New Year, ushering in the year of the dog. Okay, so anyway, let's get on with the reading. Just a reminder, please do take time to watch the Twin Flame weekly reading because there are lots of messages and explanations of what's been going on there. When I do the message of the Divine Masculine, usually it presupposes that you've watched the Twin Flame Weekly, although they can stand alone separately, but it's integrated. I usually put a lot of messages, what's going on in the Twin Flame Weekly, so do take time out just to see and hear what messages are there for you in that reading. Okay, so anyway, at the bottom of the deck we have here the King of Pentacles, okay, the King of Coins, and this has appeared also in the Twin Flame Weekly for the Divine Masculine, and this would be his energies right now. Here we find this monarch, and in his antlers there are lots of jewelry and gold. Okay, gold, jewels, and here this talks about, number one, manifestation on the part of the Divine Masculine. Number two, depending on how balanced your Divine Masculine is, that could really be an avenue for greed and selfishness, just wanting to have all these things. So if he is more advanced in his ascension journey, then this would be conscious creation, okay, on his part. If he is less advanced and is still trying to figure out who he really is, what he's supposed to do here, then this will present as ego. Okay, that's why there's greed, avarice, because you just want the material stuff because it fortifies your status in society. It gives you pleasure. So depending on how evolved they are spiritually, then that's how this will manifest. And the next card we have for the Divine Masculine, here we have the Seven of Swords. Here we have a raccoon and trying to hie away with all these swords, and this is an energy of detachment, wanting to, and there's also an element of secrecy here because he's trying to tiptoe unnoticed by the villagers as he takes away the swords. So here, Divine Masculine, depending on what he wants to manifest, if further evolved, then this is detaching from those things that either are keeping him at bay, holding him not really in bondage, but really cramping his style is more like it. Because remember, in the Twin Flame Weekly, he's ready to build his life around this new paradigm that that's come into his knowing. Okay, and for those that are still steeped in ego, then this would be trying to get an advantage over another through unscrupulous means. Either there's deception there or whatnot. Okay, and the reason that I'm doing this is that when we do collective readings, it speaks to the general collective, but it depends on where you are, where your Divine Masculine is in your personal journey, and how much of that reading will resonate. That's why I am emphasizing now how this could manifest in your respective Divine Masculine's life. Okay, and the next card we have here is the Four of Coins, and here we see a rabbit. Well, this is not your friendly rabbit type. You can see he looks like a hostile, almost pirate rabbit, because there's an eye patch there, and he's gathered all his belongings and he is taking it ashore. So there is an element of, again, greed here, or keeping it to oneself. Again, depending on where your Divine Masculine is, if he is trying to build a new life for himself, he is just taking what he can, what is truly his, and leaving everything else behind. Okay? And for those who are still steeped in ego and pride and whatnot and all the 3D trappings, then this would go into still the wanting all the worldly things, trying to get ahead and just keeping it to himself. And here we have the Eight of Coins, and this is continued work, okay? Continued work on what he wants to manifest here. And, oops. And here we have the Three of Wands, and you see the Toad here, and he is the boats, okay, that he's trying are all hooked onto this branch, and he's trying to make sure that all these boats move together in a synchronized manner so that they don't bump into each other, so that they don't get sucked into this sort of whirlpool here. And this is a card of foresight, looking into the future. Okay, so for the Divine Masculines that are wanting to build on their new version of themselves in the new earth, then this is the foresight to do that. And the card behind that is the Empress card, which is really either embodying the energy of their divine feminines, their beloved, or seeing this future with her in it. Okay, so that's the energy of the Divine Masculine. For their message, first card we have here is the Seven of Wands. And you see here, we see this girl. These are floating islands. And a lot of people are in various stages, okay? And this girl is on the topmost floating island. And you can see the sun beaming its rays on her, okay? And this is a reminder from the Divine Masculine to his beloved to keep ahead of the game. You know, there are all ladders here, and one can choose to go up or to regress, or to go further up the ladder. And here, this is a reminder to keep your vibrations high, for his beloved to keep their vibrations high, and to remind them to stay where they're at and keep going ahead instead of regressing. Okay, a reminder of the point of it all, because some of the divine feminines now are in retreat. Okay, it's almost like a spiritual retreat. Not a retreat to get into something spiritual, but taking a break from their spiritual practices, from the community, just withdrawing in general. And in doing that, see, because this girl is on an island and she's by herself, but with her familiar, okay, which is a raccoon in this case, then him reminding her just to hold the vibration, that high frequency, because, you know, finally he's catching up. And then, because once he's almost caught up, remember, throughout all these months, energetically divine masculine, trying to keep up with the divine feminine. Divine feminine, although the divine masculine was the first to really recognize it, recognize the spark, the divine feminine had to blossom, awaken, and fully embrace her divinity first, sort of lead the way for the divine masculine. And now that he's catching up, divine feminine's retreating, contemplating her choices, that she could go down all these ladders. And he's just reassuring her that, you're on top already, stay there. Okay, and the next card for the divine, for the message of the divine masculine is the High Priestess. Okay, you know what? Let me open all these cards first. Next we have the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have the Knight of Wands. And the Page of Wands. Yes, I think it's the Page of Wands in this deck. Anyway, so here, I've already talked about that one. And here we have the High Priestess. And this is saying that the High Priestess, that, look, the information is going to come to you in due time. Okay? You're already the gatekeeper of secret knowledge, secret information. And here, this is saying that while there are things that you still do not know and are still not made known to you, they will be as soon as you're prepared. Okay, that's why it's necessary to keep your vibrations high. And look at this. Part of the things that you don't know or are not certain, or cannot be certain, because there's an element of free will here. Here, the next card we have is the Wheel of Fortune card, and these are the three fates, and they're busy weaving this path of destiny. Okay, and what this is saying is that, look at this. There are so many ways to look at this. All the fates here have different eyes. And each eye here is representative of a different dimension from which you can see your experience. And the divine masculine is saying that, look, while in one dimension, perhaps you cannot see results yet, you have to look at it that from the perspective that everything is happening in all dimensions at the same time. It's like parallel dimensions. And you have to choose and figure out how you're looking at a situation. Okay, and because all this leads to weaving everything. It's like everything is connected, so nothing goes to waste. Even if, let's say, a lot of the divine feminines, well, not a lot, okay, but there are some that feel that they've wasted this journey because what they thought, who they thought was their twin flame, turned out to be soulmate. Okay, and but all that is not wasted, because it leads you to where you are right now. And that is knowing for certain that this person wasn't. Okay, but everything is connected, and that is what the Wheel of Fortune is saying, that it's going in conjunction with the High Priestess. These things that are all part of this web that is being weaved of your own personal destiny, especially in this incarnation, it connects, and there are things that you still don't know, but will be made known to you later on. And you will see, it's like when you zoom out, you know how pictures, when they're low resolution, they pixelate. Okay, and when you look at a pixel, it's just a square of color. And the more you zoom out, all these squares of color start to make sense. Okay, the more you zoom out, then you see that they start to form a picture, and later on it becomes very, very clear, as though the picture is in HD. So this is what this is saying, okay, that trust in this bigger picture, because things will be revealed to you in time. And the next card for his message is the Knight of Wands. And this is dedication, perseverance, and commitment to the journey. Okay? And the next card here, oops, here we have the Page of, I think this is Wands. Anyway, here. And here we see this boy entertaining some foxes with the use of shadow puppets. And here, this is using your resourcefulness, your creativity to look, he's not doing anything but his hand. But with his hand, and the hand would represent 3D, and the shadow it throws on the wall, which is in the form of these foxes. And that's why they're so amused, because their likeness, they can see their likeness through different means, okay? In the sense that, take this, this would be your higher self or you in 5D or the higher dimensions, other aspects of your soul. And by trying to recreate that, despite the limitations in 3D, okay, because all he has are his fingers and his hands, being able to replicate this aspect of oneself, then that gets you in touch with this aspect of yourself. I'm sorry, there's some noise outside. Okay, so there. So what this is saying basically is that, look, Divine Masculine saying, keep your vibrations high. You're already far along in the journey. Okay? Trust that things will be made known to you. The High Priestess is overlooking everything that's going on right now. But the understanding of why things are going on right now will be revealed at the proper time, because they all serve a purpose, as said in this Wheel of Fortune card. So, Divine Masculine telling his beloved to carry on with the same commitment, the passion, the dedication. Look at this, looking into the future, and just go ahead, forge ahead. And remember, he's almost saying this out of experience, because last week he was going through a tough time, and if you see the Twin Flame Weekly right now, you see that he's powered through it. Okay, and keep pursuing it with as much zeal and dedication as you can muster. And this is the playfulness, the resourcefulness, the creativity of merging your 5D life, okay, with your 3D life. You can see that, so that your audience can understand. And I speak about this in the Twin Flame Weekly, because it's very important that the person you intend to give the message to receives the message and actually understands it. And this is all part of our missions as twins. Okay, we can't go blabbing about and all these highfalutin names if we cannot actualize it. We cannot bring because all of this is energy, and the people that we have to help, guide, ourselves included, have to understand it as something actualized, the output of vibrating at that energy. Okay, but one needs to be able to convert, to translate, so that it is more effective. You're more effective in your mission. And this is what the Divine Masculine is encouraging his beloved to do, is to be able to communicate, to connect with those that are around her. Okay, as regards her 5D self, or her more the aspect of who she is that is very conscious of her ascension journey, versus her as other people see her in 3D, her 3D persona. Okay, so there, I'm not going to pick clarifying cards anymore because the message of the Divine Masculine is clear. And so that's what I have for you. And just a reminder, I do have the Love Booster up, and that's 30 minutes of Reiki with codes to enhance your connection with your twin flame, for code to let the love flow between you and your beloved, unimpeded, unhampered, without interference, to make love new again so that there's this new passion, and of course to increase the likelihood of forming a romantic relationship in 3D. Okay, with your intended / beloved. And for those who are having difficulty in energies, like I said, a lot of the divine feminines withdrawing from their spiritual selves because of all these confusion that's being manifested by the transformational energies that the people around you and the earth actually and its inhabitants are coping with. I was guided to remind you to please get a RASHEEBA session if you feel that you need it. Okay, if you've gotten one before, that's not a problem, because this is something that you know, you do. It's like a car tune-up. You do it regularly to maintain, because your energy field is always exposed to other energies, and you kind of get, you know, debris, gunk. So I'll leave you with this RASHEEBA ad, and happy Valentine's again. Okay, bye.